Now, considering both the Canon and the Sony 16-35 f2.8 are about $2,300, and that this Tamron 15-30 f2.8 with image stabilization is only $1,200, and for me, it makes 0 sense whatsoever to spend an extra $1,000 on the 16-35 when the image quality coming out of this Tamron is just as good, and in certain cases even better. Now I'm going to let you know all the amazing aspects of this lens, and also share with you some photos and videos that I've taken so you can see the sample footage. And at the end of the video, I'll let you know about the 2 minor little drawbacks about this lens, which for me aren't really an issue at all. Yo, what's up? Good to see you guys again. Welcome to Full Line Creative YouTube channel, where we do gear reviews, tips, tricks, and how-tos for creative professionals and entrepreneurs. Now, I've been using this lens for about 6 months, and I gotta tell you, it's a beast. Now, my thing is mainly filmmaking, and every now and then I also do a little bit of photography. And my go-to one-and-done lens before I got this Tamron was the Sigma 18-35, as it has a fast f1.8 aperture, and it gives you a beautiful, creamy, blurry background. And as you may know, the 18-35 is an APS-C crop sensor lens, so at its widest focal length of 18 millimeters, in reality, it's giving you the equivalent field of view of about 35 millimeters, which is way too tight for vlogging. So what I did, I picked up this little guy, which is the Canon 10-18 APS-C lens. So at 10 millimeter, by the time you add the APS-C crop, this is giving you about 16 millimeters, which is perfect for vlogging. But what I didn't like is that I had to switch lenses anytime I wanted to get B-roll shots and anytime I wanted to go back to vlogging. What I was looking for was a convenient lens that I could use for both situations. That's when I found out about the 15-30 from Tamron, which not only has an f2.8 aperture, but it also has image stabilization, which Tamron calls VC for vibration control. And I have to say, out of all the lenses that I've ever used, this is the best implementation of image stabilization that I've seen on a lens to date. The photos and videos are nice and sharp, even on the edges of the image. And as you can see, there's very little distortion, even when the lens is set to 15 millimeters. Here we are. The lens is at 15 millimeters, and I'm just holding it about a foot away from my face. I'm not using the Gorilla Pod or anything like that. The lens is set at f2.8, so you could probably see some nice out of focus elements in the background, which in my experience have always been nice and smooth, and I've never been busy. And I've been using this lens for about 6 months now, and I have to say, there's not really much to dislike about it. Although there was those 2 things that I told you I was gonna let you know about that are downsides to this lens. They're not major issues for me, but they might be for you. So the first one is, it's a heavy lens. Now I thought the 18-35 was heavy, but this lens is considerably heavier. But if you don't mind getting a little workout, then you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And the other thing is that the front element of the lens is bulbous, so it bulges out. That means you can't put any screw-on filters on the front, so you can't put any ND filters on the front of the lens. But the workaround for that is quite simple. Canon has a drop-in ND filter. There is also a drop-in ND filter by a company called Comlight, which is only 150 bucks. There's also one by another company called Mikey or Miki or something like that. And out of the 2, I heard that the Miki one is better. So that pretty much solves the issue with being able to use ND filters on this lens. So like I was saying, the positives completely outweigh the negatives. And for $1,200, it's a steal. And I love the fact that I could walk around and vlog like this. And whenever I need to shoot some slow motion B-roll, I could just whip the camera around, zoom it into 30 millimeters, and boom, there you go. So if you're looking for a full frame ultra-wide zoom lens, whether you need it for filmmaking, vlogging, astrophotography, real estate, landscapes, street photography, or anything else, this Tamron 15-30 f2.8, in my estimation, is the best value for money available on the market right now. Now, if you want to pick up this amazing Tamron lens or any of the other lenses that I talked about in the video, all the links are in the description below. Now, as much as I do highly recommend this lens for anyone that's looking for a full frame f2.8 ultra-wide zoom lens, I know that for some of you, $1,200 may still be a little bit too much to spend. So if you find yourself in that situation, I would recommend going for the Canon 10-18 APS-C lens instead, as it's considerably cheaper. And if you're wondering if you're going to lose any quality or if there are any downsides with using an APS-C lens on a full frame camera, then you really need to watch this video right here, where I tell you in detail about my experience using APS-C crop lenses on Canon full frame cameras. So that's pretty much it from me, guys. Thanks for watching to the end and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. It's your boy Fulan, and I'm out. Peace.